Howdy. Live from New Hampshire. I'm here. I didn't know what time I'd be able to come on, so I said 8:30, but YouTube's, I don't know, I can't really tell what's going on with YouTube. But I'm here and it looks like the Wi-Fi is working, so we're good. I'm just sort of getting caught up and on the news. So let me know if you're in the chat. I don't really see anybody in the chat just yet. There you are. There you are. I got to grab my glasses. I just wanted to make sure everything worked, but I'm not really ready. So talk amongst yourselves, okay? I'll be right with you. Okay, so I'm in New Hampshire. That's how we talk here. Hi. And I'm in a farmhouse that was built in the late 1800s. I think that's what they said. Anyway, really nice here. Kind of warmish, but from where I am I can see the ski slope, so it's kind of nice. You like it? You like my setup? It's way different. There's X's and O's behind me because I guess Valentine's Day is coming. Oh, thank you. This is an old shirt. It's a psychic shirt. So how was your day? I hope you had a good day. And I got up this morning and it did not feel like Monday. It felt like Wednesday to me. It was the strangest thing, and all day long I've been telling myself it's Monday. It's not the middle of the week, it's Monday. So I have a friend who's supposed to come and visit, and there's going to be bad weather. So she's in Nashville. Ice and snow in Texas. Yeah, so we were just talking a little minute ago, thinking of alternative plans. I should do a reading for her and see if it's a good idea for her to come. But anyway, so here we are, and haven't really had much opportunity to check the news. I got sidetracked. I was goofing off. I went and bought a brand new keyboard. So that's exciting. 24 degrees this morning in Bellevue, Washington. Is that unusual? Lots of snow in Quebec. Yeah, I think here we're in the clear. And also there's a comet. The Greene comet. I'm going to look it up so I can tell you what that's all about. There is the Greene comet. I think I talked about this already. There's a Greene comet. In just a matter of days, Earthlings will be able to witness something not seen since the Stone Age. A Greene comet known as C/2022 E3 ZTF. Now I'm nerding out. On February 2nd, the comet will be only about 26 million miles from Earth. Only 26 million miles. This is the closest it has passed since the Upper Paleolithic era, an epoch of human history when Homo sapiens are believed to have left Africa and settled in Asia and Europe. Space communications expert Alexandra Doughton told News Nation the comet wasn't discovered until March of 2022. And while the comet hasn't been visible from Earth in 50,000 years, it's possible we may never see it again. It's possible that it will be visible in another 50,000 years. So this is really unusual. So that's going to be closest to Earth on February 2nd, which is Thursday. I think it's going to be clear here. And they say that with binoculars, you should be able to see it. Is anybody paying any attention to me? I'm looking up and I see you're talking about all kinds of things. Anyway, So check it out. I think the weather's going to be clear here on the 2nd, and I'm a little higher elevation now, so that would be cool. What time February 2nd to see the comet? Depends where you are, right? Am I missing something? It depends where you are, right? So I thought that was kind of cool. You can't get a picture or a sound. Let me know if there's anything quirky going on. I'm a little oblivious. I heard that the Wi-Fi here was actually quite good, so I'm going with that. See, Earth Angel thinks it's interesting. The picture looked blue. Well, there's a ghost here, but it's a happy ghost. You missed something. I was talking about the comet. There's a comet. Carrie, you're in Belize. There's a comet. It's called the Greene comet, and it doesn't come around until until 50,000 years from now. Right? So this is your only opportunity, unless you're in another lifetime in 50,000 years, and you're going to be checking it out from a different lifetime. Anyhow, so there's that. I brought the Rider-Waite deck. All is well. Yeah, I just wanted to check because, I got this place and this room just for one night, and then I'm going to a different place. And they said as a feature, the Wi-Fi was excellent. So I was like, I'm there. Let's pull a card from the John Holland Psychic Tarot, which is kind of an oracle deck. And we will sort of get a vibe for the reading. How are you all doing? How was your Monday? We have the Universe card. So this is about, things being where they're supposed to be right now. And even when things are crazy and hard to explain and stressful, everything is in perfect order. Everything's in perfect order. So I was just listening a little bit to, the sort of the domestic terrorism that we're dealing with right now. And I do want to do a reading on that. So over the weekend, especially over the weekend, on Friday, I was telling you when we were doing the PNN on Friday, they were just about to release the video of the police officers murdering Tyre Nichols. And then the same day, they released a video of Paul Pelosi being beaten on his head with a hammer. Now, I didn't watch any of that. I don't need to watch any of that because I don't need to have that in my psyche. I get enough just psychically. So, but what we're seeing right now, and I want to just make myself clear about what I sense is happening from the guides. The guides have never needed us to stand for love and kindness and compassion and empathy as much as they need us to do that now. So let us really just, in every little way that you can, let us just know that we are being called upon to be as loving as we can possibly be. Right? Let me show you. See the hearts and the X's and the O's? We have to be loving. We don't have to kiss and hug everyone, but it's kind of nice when you put an X and an O at the end of a note or something, or in a card, or let's just do what we can to really take a stand for being loving. I noticed just driving on the highway here that and I've noticed this lately quite a bit, and I do want to ask the cards about it. The other day I was driving behind somebody, and we were at a stoplight, and I was behind that person, and the light was red, and I noticed that this person just decided to just drive right through the red light, and I went, that's interesting. And because I was behind this person, whoever it was, I then observed this person blow through a stop sign. And then a little while later, I observed this person blow through another stop sign, and I was just kind of like, I almost called the police because that's driving recklessly. But I was really thinking about that, and I was asking the guides, have we come to a place in our society where we see so much violation of laws that we are starting to see people just decide that laws don't matter? Even traffic laws, like stop at a red light and stay stopped until it turns green. So I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. Yeah, I know. It's a wonder. I mean, they're being dangerous for themselves and others, right? Yeah. So it's really weird. I forgot my pendulum, so we're just gonna ask the cards. You know, when you just keep telling yourself, don't forget that, don't forget that, don't forget that. I should have said remember it, and then I would have remembered it. So we'll look at the cards. I'm going to. Do you see people doing that? Do you guys see people just blowing through red lights and blowing through stop signs like I'm not going to obey the law? Is it just me? Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, I have enough pendulums. I just didn't put one in my bag. I should have one at the ready all the time. So, all the time. You see this all the time? You see people blowing through stop signs? And then the other thing is, you know, driving on the highway that's, you know, the speed limit is 65 and people are blowing by me at 90. Not just one. Use a necklace for a pendulum, I could do that. So I just think that people are getting very angry, you know, because it's contagious. Put a string on a pencil. You guys are freaked out. Okay, fine. I'll use my necklace. I was just gonna, you know, it's not like I need it. Here in Florida, people can't drive there. Is this a trend? Yeah, it's a trend. It's a trend. I'm no longer wearing a necklace because somebody said, take off your necklace and use your necklace for a pendulum. So I'm like, okay, why not? It is something that's happening. It is something that we're going to see more of. We're going to see more people not abiding by the laws. So we're in for some precarious times. And Melanie's absolutely right. Courtesy and smiling and kindness are actually courtesy and kindness and smiling, those are contagious too. Right? So and be grateful, saying, I wonder if that kind of driving is drug influence. Yeah, most people are on prescription drugs. Most people are on prescription drugs. And most people, I am using my necklace. What is there that much of a delay? I took it off like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, there must be a big delay. Watch out for chickens and golf carts. Where are you, Carrie? Oh, you're in Belize? Yeah. So in the United States, people are getting, in general, a little bit nuts. People in Lori's area are starting to get nicer again. I do think that there are enough good people that are going to ride the wave of let's be kind. And it is horrifying, and I do believe that when people see how horrifying it is, hello, Colorful Foresight. When people see how horrible it is and that it just doesn't feel good, they'll be better. Okay, I'm straightening out my cards, so that's why I'm stalling. You could tell, right? So yes, I bought a brand new keyboard. I didn't intend to, but it was on my mind, and I'm really excited about it. But where I am, there's a lot of stairs, so I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait until tomorrow before I play my brand new keyboard. More people with smiles lately. I like that. I like hearing good news like that. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, well, it is. We're having a little bit of that. We're having a little bit of people just, I don't have to obey, well, I don't have to obey the law. Trump doesn't obey the law. The insurrectionists didn't obey the law, right? Please give me the thumbs up. I really haven't gotten into it yet, so I feel like I haven't earned my keep yet. I haven't earned my thumbs up yet. So anyway, the universe card is just reminding us that everything's in divine order. Everything is in divine right order. I'm so happy you're here, Miss Orchard's Garden, too. I'm so happy you're all here. Okay, and I apologize for being so late, an hour and a half later, but there was a lot going on. So, I actually wasn't asking a specific question, but I am getting big changes coming. So this is just a general read. There's some big changes coming. The death card is here, and the card of people are really wiped out. I really get people are. This is exhausting. What do they call it? The exhausted majority. Yeah, that's really going on. We are the exhausted majority. That term kind of came with Trump, but this is the end of the darkness, and it does take a while to just get through it. As we know, it's been 7 years of insanity. The King of Cups, I actually am feeling like this is Joe Biden looking pretty good in the near future, and that's because what he's doing, what Joe Biden is doing, is in such stark contrast to what the Republicans are doing, and he's going to start looking. Oh, Linda Thompson was playing too. You got a new keyboard too? Where is it going around? Oh, you'd love a new keyboard. The one that I got wasn't very expensive. You know, it's worth it. I haven't had a new keyboard since 2003. So this is indicative that Joe Biden's going to start looking real good in the face of the exhausted majority. I think his poll numbers are really. Grand jury is starting up on Trump. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is a big shift and a big change, and that's how exhausted everybody's been. That's the card that came up in 2020 repeatedly when I was doing shows with Corey, and we kept looking at it like, and then COVID happened, and this is the card of having to retreat and heal. And we certainly did have to retreat at that time. So Joe Biden's going to start looking good in the face of the Republicans being heinous and horrible. And I mean heinous and horrible. If you caught Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan being interviewed on the Sunday shows over the weekend, it was crazy. Be grateful just came away from helping out a friend who's just wiped out, discouraged, not able to see forward. You told him sing. Yes, go back to singing. It's hard to sing when you're depressed, but it does make a huge difference. Honestly. And see, that act of kindness, I'm sure made you feel really good. Be grateful. And I said it at the end of Church of Spirituality yesterday. Feels like a week ago. Yesterday. I just asked people to please reach out to somebody that needs or eat beeps. You wrote or eat beeps. I brought peeps. They're in my car. So I did ask people to please reach out to somebody who's feeling alone and feeling scared and feeling hopeless. That's why I have Church of Spirituality. I just want to, give people an opportunity to learn what I've learned, and we continue to learn together. Come to 20 on Tuesdays. I'm in a different location, but I'm still doing what I do. So I'm grateful that what I do is portable. So 20 on Tuesdays. If you go to my website, psychicannetteDion.com, you can sign up for 20 on Tuesdays, where we visualize a healed America, and then we go over the readings from Church of Spirituality. Let's take a look at Kevin McCarthy. So did you guys catch them? Singing spiritual songs is like praying. That's true. I brought my spiritual songbook. Making art, singing, and making music heals our souls. Absolutely. You guys, you guys and girls are right on it. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Melanie was there. You made a cake by hand. Thank you, Roberta. Sing, sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong. Come on, sing along. Wait, Kevin McCarthy. All right. Which is like totally not pleasant. Did you guys see him? Did you guys see him and Chuck? No, it was Jim Jordan with Chuck Todd. I don't know the woman's name who interviewed Kevin McCarthy, but oh my God. Oh my God. Was that Karen Carpenter? Oh, it was. Sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. All right, Kevin McCarthy is trying to lie and steal and cheat because he's really in Kevin McCarthy trying to lie and cheat and steal. Gotta sing. And the Knight of Pentacles, there's Jack Smith. Well, excuse me. The swear word starts with an A, and the second half of the swear word is whole. So I was saying, what an A-hole, Kevin McCarthy. I know that's not very spiritual, but my God. The orbs are flying? Are they? Yeah, this place, I just, I kind of settled down and I just did my meditation, which I didn't do as much as I usually do. I usually do twice, just once. And I kind of felt with the ghost here was felt like a dairy farm, and it felt like the man was somebody who was really hardworking and really, what else was I getting about? Because I'm in a farmhouse in New Hampshire. I got that he didn't sleep much, but he was very healthy. I don't know. I'll have to tune in a little bit more later. But the orbs sometimes are because they're ghosts. You know what I'm saying? So Kevin McCarthy, yeah, he's just lying and he's what he's doing is he's doing whatever he possibly can to save his seat. And he would not even say George Santos's name. We know that's not his name, but he was being asked about George Santos, and he totally wouldn't answer the question. And the interviewer, I don't know what her name is. If you know her name, you can put it up there. She finally said that he didn't even mention George Santos in his response at all. I mean, it'll make your blood pressure rise if you watch that interview. You guys are still singing that song. That's funny. Yeah. So, he wouldn't answer. He would not answer the question. He's in such lack. And he's Kevin McCarthy, he looked terrible. And we can't let these people get away with this crap, by the way. We can't. We cannot just sit by and take it. Okay? Promise me, you're not going to just sit by and take it. We're going to activate. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We now have a website. Check it out. Join our meetings. So he knows full well he's 100% invested in lying. 100% invested in lying. Kevin McCarthy does not even have a passing thought about telling the truth. Doesn't even cross his mind to tell the truth. He's totally 100% all in on lying as much as he can. That's our Kevin. It's beyond sidestepping. It's sidestepping and then some. Jack Smith. I mean, I know I keep mentioning Jack Smith's name, but we just have to understand that it's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually. Now, the other thing I want to ask about, and we'll get to Jim Jordan. I know, I will delay that because I can only take so much grossness, at one time. So, I want to see about Fox. And the reason, yeah, and Carrie saying Bakersfield is the worst city in California. Do you all know about the Hulu? Why are you saying Sage? Do you all know about the Hulu? Megyn Kelly's MAGA. The special Ben Meiselas either helped to produce it and or is in it on Hulu, and I don't know if it's out yet. It might be this week it's coming out. And it's about all the police brutality in Bakersfield, California. Get rid of what bad energy? Oh, I don't feel like I absorb bad energy from doing readings on these bad people. I just feel like, do you see orbs? I'm not seeing them. Maybe I'll look more closely. It's just to read on them is like, oh, they're such horrible people, but it's not like I like get it on me. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at it. Okay, it's like looking at a movie and seeing something gross. Misdeeds. Anyway, so Kevin McCarthy's 100% invested in lying. I'm telling you, it's really remarkable. It's like he doesn't even think about telling. He hasn't even entertained the thought. Maybe I'll tell the truth. It's just he's on automatic pilot. Okay, so what we're going to read on next is Fox. And I'm going to tell you that we have been praying and intending for a while now, for months. No, actually, just about a year. We've been praying and intending as a group that misinformation, lies, and rhetoric stop. Negative rhetoric and lies stop. And violence stops. And so when we see things like the violent rhetoric coming to a peak, coming to a head, I just heard a little bit of a clip on Chris, what's his name's show on MSNBC. I don't know why I can never remember his last name. Anyway, you know who I mean. And he was talking about the person. What's so terrible is like one of the people that murdered people, and I don't know which one it was. Anyway, I'll put my necklace back on because it's moonstone and it's conducive to psychic stuff. So when we do you know who that was? It was Chris Matthews? Chris Hayes. I always want to call him Chris Matthews. No, that was somebody else. Chris Hayes. I'll remember from now on. Who was the person that was saying? Who was the person? I'm reading your chat. That Chris Hayes was talking about. You bought a mood ring? I just got it for a costume. I love it. It was one of the people who murdered people, and he felt like the only mistake, the only regret he had was that he didn't murder more. Unbelievable. I got it off of Amazon. True confessions. I'm gonna make mood rings come back in style. It was Margaret Brennan. Okay, I didn't know her name. Who interviewed Kevin McCarthy? Boy, if I was her, honest to God, I would have slugged him. I would have slugged him. I'm sure she wanted to. Margaret Brennan. Okay, I'll remember that. I used to know somebody by that name. Wow. Fox. So Rupert Murdoch is, and he's like being questioned, and he's on trial, right? He's on trial with Dominion. She was leaning forward. Does that indicate? Margaret Brennan was interviewing Kevin McCarthy, and she was leaning forward. I guess that body language might be, yeah. Let me see. If you were really mad at somebody, if somebody was making you really angry, would you lean forward? She didn't stop asking. Yeah, yeah, that's true. She was good. And let's intend that we're going to see more of that. We are going to see more of people that are interviewing like the Jim Jordans and the Kevin McCarthy. Wouldn't you like, yeah, yeah, and I did call him an A, you know. We need to see more of that. We need to see more of that. And write to MSNBC. Come to Grassroots of Democracy. We'll get all the addresses, all the emails that you can write. She wanted an answer. I really want to see these people putting the pressure on. I really want to see the interview. Yeah, the interview was featured on Morning Joe. It was. I really want to see them putting the pressure on and not letting them off the hook. This is not a time for us to just sit and take it. It's not even good for our health, right? If you want to go in your car and scream because you're so angry, then, do it. So nobody can hear you. Megyn Kelly's father has a doctorate in education, the same one as Dr. Biden, apparently. So somebody's mentioning that Megyn Kelly is dissing Jill Biden. What did Jill Biden ever do to anyone? Anyway, Ari Melba did the same thing with Matt Gaetz tonight. Okay, I will definitely look that up. I was busy trying to get my act together. Oh, and Ari Melber interviewed Matt Gaetz tonight. How was it? Just stupidity? Yeah. Megan says Jill should not use doctor in her name after she worked so hard for that doctorate. Wow. This is about Rupert Murdoch. The chariot. Well, it looks like Rupert Murdoch is going to want this Dominion situation to end quickly. So it looks like Rupert Murdoch, for entertainment purposes only, is looking to do a backdoor deal monetarily to see if he can get out of it and bring it to a swift end. Let's see if he'll have any success with that. This is about Rupert Murdoch and Fox. The high priestess. See, this is how Rupert Murdoch works. He does behind closed doors. Behind closed doors. Demonstration. Behind closed doors deals. With money. That's what Rupert Murdoch does, and that's what he's trying to do. You can interview those thugs. Right? You can, work vicariously through the interviewers by writing to MSNBC and just CNN, for God's sake. I don't watch CNN anymore, but write to them. I like Anderson Cooper. There's a couple people on CNN that I like. I just didn't like that they went all Trumpy. So the chariot and the king. So Rupert Murdoch is trying to bring this trial to a swift finish with money. Let's see. Australians dislike Murdoch? Well, Maria, who likes Murdoch? I mean, it doesn't matter what country you're from, and I know he's from Australia, but I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, but if they're interviewing somebody and they just don't, they beat around the bush and you say ask a yes or no, give me a yes or no, they still won't do it, right? Oh, Ari Melber took Gaetz to school. Good. Jill Biden should take Megyn Kelly to school. Jim Acosta, I always liked Jim Acosta. I mean, speaking of Rupert Murdoch, I just assumed that everybody hated Rupert Murdoch. He's a horrible person. He indirectly gets people killed just from the fake. I mean, think about it. I mean, Rupert Murdoch is responsible indirectly for people dying, in violence, right? And I don't know why Megyn Kelly, I'm just reading the chat and referencing what you're mentioning. I don't know why Megyn Kelly would be on Trump's side because he said horrible things. Trump said awful things about Megyn Kelly. So I don't understand. But same with Kevin McCarthy. You know, he was really angry at Trump for the insurrection, and he was going to, take him out with the 25th Amendment. And that was what he wanted to do, and then he switched. I don't really understand how these people can switch, so I'm going to read about that too. Pete Buttigieg is great on Fox when he gets on there. Yeah, if you did all the work involved in earning a PhD in education, a doctor in education, you might want to have doctor in your title too. It's the least that it's the least to ask. If I earned a doctor, you can... Dr. Psychic Annette Dion at your service. I know. Yeah, I know Jill has too much dignity in class to snap back, but you know what? Look at what people with dignity in class have had to put up with. And Megyn Kelly is really showing her ignorance because, as Jean is saying, medical doctors are not the only doctors. Well, that's common. Most people with a semblance of intelligence know that being a doctor doesn't mean medical doctor. I mean, it's exclusively. You guys are mentioning that, right? That's common knowledge, right? Pete Buttigieg was on Midas Touch. I know. I told you that. He was great. We talked about that Friday. Rupert Murdoch, I wanted to read a little bit more on that because it looks like he's trying to do backroom deals behind the scenes with money. The Chariot card indicates that something's going to happen quickly. So just back to Megyn Kelly, because I see you're still talking about her. She thinks that she needs Trump. I don't know why. Will they settle? That's why I'm going to pull 3 more cards about Fox. Will they settle? I do see money being offered, like Rupert offering a lot of money. But Dominion Voting Machines is suing them for billions. Maybe he's just going to give it to them. Let's see what the cards say. And I'm not sure how long that trial is going to go. It's going to cost Rupert Murdoch way more than he wants to pay. And I think it's going to cost Rupert Murdoch Fox in a certain way. Doctor is a degree of education in any field. I know. Well, we all know that, right? I mean, we're all adults. We know that. We've lived a while. I'm just noticing, people here in the chat are explaining that doctor is not just an MD, right? We know that, right? Just checking. Yeah. I mean, you guys weren't born yesterday. The hangman, okay, so Rupert Murdoch is not going to get away with, he's not going to be found not guilty, in other words. So it's going to cost him a lot. And he's going to have to start a little bit over with Fox. So it will put a serious financial burden on Fox, Sandy. That's what I'm picking up. Thank you, Jean. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm getting that it's going to put a serious burden on Fox. And I also get that there's going to be some guidelines or provisions, or there's going to be, well, I think what I'm seeing is Rupert Murdoch is going to pay a really hefty price monetarily, and also I don't know who would lay down this law, but it seems like he's going to be forced to adhere to some guidelines. And Lori's asking, are we going to come into a reset time? Don't you think we're in it? I don't mean to be flip. I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way. I'm from New England. We're kind of annoying that way. Don't you think we're already in a reset? I hear these people talking about the Great Reset, and somebody told me that was a QAnon thing. Is that true? Megan is trolling Jill, and oh, I like that little troll icon. Cute. So Fox, well, this is the surrender card. Fox will have to, Rupert Murdoch is going to have to, he's going to have to just fess up. Will Fox need to say for entertainment purposes only? Maybe. Wouldn't that be funny? I think Fox should just hire a bunch of psychics and we'll just go for entertainment purposes only. Because that's all they are, right? We're in a Kali Yuga? What's that? Yeah, they're gonna have to pay a hefty price. Rupert Murdoch is gonna be very angry that he has to pay that heavy price. You know, he's in his 90s. Settled to shut Hannity and Tucker up. Well, I'm thinking about when I've read on Fox in the past, and I saw Tucker kind of branching off like sorry about the reflection. Branching off like that's better. I saw Tucker having his own show, kind of like a I mean, I know he has his own show on Fox, but I see him leaving to do his own thing eventually. He looks great being in his 90s. Well, you know, if you have as much money as Rupert Murdoch, you can really do a lot of, you know, nutritional things, and, you know, you can have all kinds of stuff. Like a podcast. Tucker? No, a show. No, I think I see Tucker Carlson eventually having like a Rush Limbaugh kind of thing, which is radio, but I think you kind of like what Howard Stern does, where it's radio, but there's video too. Yeah, can you imagine, is he 90? Rupert Murdoch is 90 years old. He might be older than 90. Can you imagine being that old and knowing that you're going to face your maker in the kind of near future? What's adrenochrome? Is that a QAnon thing? Tucker needs a muzzle, that's for sure. Tucker was interviewing somebody the other day. I don't know who it was. I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been Ronna McDaniel or somebody like that. And you know, yeah, I thought that Murdoch was older. Warren, you're here. I'm late tonight, so I wasn't sure if people would be here, but there's a lot of people here, so that's great. Tucker Carlson was interviewing somebody, and he's sitting there, and he's like got this weirdest look on his face. I don't think I can do it. You know that look that Tucker Carlson makes? That face? It's kind of like, I can't really do it. People live long now, that's true. So if you're 60, you just got started. Honestly, that look, that Tucker Carlson look, the constipated face, Rhonda. You know what face I mean that the Tucker Carlson makes, right? Oh, it's just weird. It's like it's so unusual. Anyway, I was just saying, yeah, nowadays people are going to live to be quite old. Quite old. So make sure you take care of yourself, because you can grow old gracefully. Because there's going to be a lot of yeah, we're talking about Tucker. He's such a doofus. Doofus is right. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of advancements in nutrition, advancements in de-aging sort of supplements and that kind of thing. Really, you're in Gran Canaria at 2 a.m.? Are you in Spain? Yeah, middle age is not middle age anymore. So everybody, you know, what did we do on Friday? We all like did a little happy dance. Everyone do a happy dance every day. Oh, Chuck, truer words hardly ever spoken. So Angela McLafferty, so you're Canadian when you heard Tucker saying he wants to invade Canada. He wants to invade Canada for what? Not that Canada's not wonderful. Somebody was talking, I was listening to the radio or something, somebody was mentioning Canada. And I thought, I kind of feel like I could totally fit in there. Okay, So, any volcanoes going off? Yeah, there's a volcano going off. Volcanoes are always going off. Okay. I see your questions, and I'll get to them. I'll get to as many as I can. I was just wanting, so Rupert Murdoch will have to change things up. He's going to have to pay a really hefty fee. Cheryl Clark, eat those words. Cheryl Clark, you're not supposed to say things like that. Canada's too woke for everything. Everybody's too woke for Tucker. Gran Canaria had a big volcano. Yeah, this year we're going to see a lot of activity like that. I don't see like horrible, like huge death or anything, but I just see a lot of activity. Eat those words. We don't say things like if Trump wins on this channel. Believe me, we do not entertain anything to do with that. But we will read some cards about him. So I was going to read on Jim Jordan a few minutes ago before we all got sidetracked. Jim Jordan. What's the fate of Jim Jordan? This card wants to jump up. This one and these two. Well, it looks like Jim Jordan's going to get in big trouble because we have the illumination. People coming together that love America. Us being happy and celebrating because we have a strong case against Jim Jordan. Yeah. Ooh, I like it. You know what, too? I think I want to pull a few of these other cards for... One thing I did here today. Okay, and this is worth... Yeah, Jim Jordan. All the light's going to be shining on... Jimmy's in big trouble. Jimmy's in big trouble. All the light's going to be shining on all his criminality. I mean, they're just like showcasing it now. Have you noticed that? They're showcasing their criminality. I can't talk tonight. They're showcasing their criminality. So Mika on Morning Joe this morning, I caught it a little bit later, was talking about the attack on Paul Pelosi. And really, I don't know if I would call it interesting, very, really disturbing how many Republicans, or what we call them fascists now. Jim Jordan's days are numbered. How many fascists, when Paul Pelosi was brutally beaten, how many, like Elon Musk, for instance, said heinous things? How many fascists, so-called Republicans, said heinous things about that attack on Paul Pelosi? So there were like 20 of them that said awful things, and Megyn Kelly was one. Yeah. Are you guys wondering where I am? I'm in New Hampshire. Right next to a ski place. I'd never seen... Maybe I live a sheltered life. I was driving and it was dark out, and I was like, what's that beautiful thing on the mountain? It's a ski lift. Oh dear. I need to get out more. Okay, so I'm going to pick 3 cards about Jim Jordan, but I'm going to pick different cards. Which video on Midas Touch are you talking about? It's like having a party and trying to follow everyone's conversation. I don't think I can stay as long tonight because I have to go figure out how to get my friend from Nashville to up here with the bad weather. Have to figure it out. We might have to make another plan. Okay. This is about Jim Jordan. I'm sorry. Like, what Jim Jordan has said and continues to say is going to get him in trouble. Jim Jordan has a lot of obstacles, And Jim Jordan is just waiting. It's just a waiting game. It's just a matter of time that Jim Jordan is going to get what's coming to him. You can't commit all those crimes and have a prosecutor and like Jack Smith in the DOJ. You can't commit all those crimes right in plain view like Jim Jordan has done, and with somebody like Jack Smith who gets the the really worst war criminals that ever lived jailed. You can't be a Jim Jordan and think, oh, I'm just going to continue to lie and crime, right? Merit, is that a complaint? The rules on my channel is we don't complain. we don't complain. We just don't complain. Love that other place you go to. What other place? Oh, in Maine. Yeah, I might go back there. Yeah. So anyway, this is Jim Jordan. The way there, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Gosh, it's so funny you guys are seeing orbs. I don't see them. It's a lot of spirits here, apparently, because that's what that is. You're only getting an inch in Maine. I'm right. Are you in southern Maine or northern Maine? Bobert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, maybe if I go back, and maybe I'll see the orbs too. Okay, so let's take a look at the Republican Party. I kind of want to read these. I think it's the ghost, because I was meditating and I was kind of communicating with, it was like a farmer, and he was happy. No, there's no bugs in here. It's the middle of winter. Jim Jordan is from Ohio. This is about the fascists. What's going to happen with the fascists? Oh, okay, so I call it the fascist party. I don't call it the Republican Party anymore. I call it the fascist party. And here again, the light's going to be shown on them. Quick accelerated motion and truth. So there you go. I'm at an Airbnb. I just got here like an hour and a half ago. It's been a crazy day. I tried to squeeze too many things into the day today. So by the time I got here, I was like, phew. It's not very far. It's not very far away. It's like an hour away from home. It's like I tell people that live in different states, different parts of the country. New England's like, it's a hop and a skip to go to any of the 5 states. Yeah. Yeah, so read on the FBI agent. Okay. It's feeling good. Lori's feeling good about the reading. Okay. I'm going to a different place tomorrow. Okay. The fireplace? Is that what you're seeing? Maybe that, I don't know. People, not all of you in Ohio are red. I know that's true. And not all the people in Florida are MAGA. And not all the people in Texas are MAGA. And, you know. And okay, so that was about the fascists. Truth. Truth is coming. The light is coming. Bad shooting not too far from me in Lakeland, Florida. Did that just happen, Laura? Now I'm starting to look for the orb. I don't see it yet. You're a Democrat and... Yeah, Cheryl's in Maine. Yeah, everything's really close. I mean, unless you're way up in Maine by Canada. All right. Matt Gaetz. Rendezvous. What was just announced? Rendezvous. I missed that. Now I have to go all the way up here and find Rendezvous. Oh, you're in Southern. Cheryl's in Southern Maine. Hop and a skip from me. The curtain is moving slightly. I seeing ghosts. Yeah, I can't even tell you how many haunted places I've been in. I mean, lived in, visited in. Matt is hiding something big. Okay, well, remember, all these people ask for pardons. Let's read about Matt Gaetz. Let's read the John Holland cards about Matt Gaetz. What's happening for Matt Gaetz? I feel like with Matt Gaetz, our spiritual strength is gonna. I think we should really just be praying and intending that he's got. Oh no, he asked for a pardon. This is about justice for Matt Gaetz. This is about justice for Matt Gaetz. Yeah, well, you know what? We're in. Cassidy Hutchinson wasn't the only source of information, of that information that Matt Gaetz asked for a pardon. She wasn't the only source. Didn't he get caught in the bathroom with a man? Oh, who the hell knows? It's hard to keep up. It's like nothing will surprise us anymore. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going to go with the purple cards on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tuning into Marjorie. I feel like Marjorie is not sleeping very well. I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is not, Marjorie Trader Greene is not sleeping very well. I feel like she's kind of this is interesting. I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene feels like she hasn't figured out how to talk her way out of something. And she can't, she's turned it around and turned it around and turned it around. It's like I get that it's this. I get that Marjorie Taylor Greene is really kind of freaking out right now about a specific thing, which is she can't figure out how to explain away that on January 5th, there's video of her walking down the stairs of the, I think it might have been the Capitol, walking down the stairs at night and then announcing, well, I just came from a meeting with Donald Trump and like basically, and we planned an insurrection kind of, without saying those words. Dan Goldman is a senator. All right, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Stay on one topic at a time. January 5th, yes. I feel like she is lying awake at night trying to figure out a way out of that. And I don't think she can figure it out. And so what concerns me is she's going to have to find House member. Okay. What do you want to know about Goldman? I mean, you know how much I love those really general questions. What is his future? Hang on, I'm on Marjorie Trader Greene. The shadow, accelerated motion, solar plexus. She's sick to her stomach because she can't figure out how to get out. That's good. Warren, you made it more specific. Will Goldman end up a senator? I will look. Yes, that's what she said. Marjorie Taylor Greene said on January 5th, tomorrow, 17/7. That's what I feel like she can't. I can't wait to go back and watch the video to look at all the orbs you're talking about. That's what she said. She said tomorrow, 1776. She cannot figure out how to get around that. So this is what I'm picking up on. Yes, power center. It's going right for her gut. I feel like she's got a stomach ache. They have so much evidence on Marjorie Trader Greene. So what she's actually doing is she's in her mind, she's going to insurrection type thinking. Does that make sense? For entertainment purposes only? She's going to insurrection type thinking. You guys are still talking about Megyn Kelly. That must have been on the news today that she was talking about Jill Biden shouldn't say Dr. Biden. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't have a conscience. I don't think it's that. I think it's just she's trying to figure out how to get away from that evidence. And in light of that, she's not thinking about talking her way out of it. She's thinking about other insurrection type things. I might have to do a deeper dive into that. Okay. What, pray tell, dear cards, else can you tell me about that? Thank you, guides, for being so generous with the information. Okay. She's tempted to create violence. Marjorie Taylor Greene is tempted to create violence. I'm not saying she will. I'm saying she is tempted to create violence because she can't figure out how to get out of the evidence that they have against her, the trouble she's in. Love begins. That means that that's about America. Love begins with the awareness. When we start really loving our country and loving one another, this ugliness is going to go. Oh, she's trying to be Trump's pick for, yeah, I didn't even think of that. Oh yeah, my guides are wonderful, and I should thank them more. I just feel like I'm so grateful for them that they just know, because they're psychic. This is about Marjorie, and this is about, she's hoping the only way that she can figure out of the trouble that she's in is violence, but I'm not saying she's going to succeed, because the love is going to win. And the awareness of the American people of what she did is going to win over this. I don't have to talk to the orbs. Well, I did just say earlier that I felt a farmer, spirit of a farmer here. But he's happy. Marjorie Taylor Greene has ideas above her station. Does that mean like above her means? We're practically neighbors. Where are you, Jean? Who are you saying we're neighbors to? It's kind of a draft in here. I think the heat went. I think the fireplace is just for show. I have to turn it up. Okay, so, all right. Oh, Warren, are you close to Warren? Are you in New York City, Jean? Oh, thank you, Moonchild. Her intellectual capacity, ooh, it's really low. Will Marjorie Taylor Greene still be in office? I need my pendulum for this. My mock pendulum. My pendulum in a pinch. This is my pendulum in a pinch. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene going to keep her seat? No, she's not going to keep her seat. She's not going to keep her seat. Marjorie Taylor Greene tried out for American Idol. Are you serious? I think I heard that before. Well, see, somebody's mentioning that the people of Georgia voted for Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I've seen clips of people in Georgia just, oh, we love you. Oh, we're so with you. What you're doing is so important. I've seen that. And they just don't know. And what the fascists try to do is dumb people down. Remember when Trump said that he loves the uneducated? Do you remember when he said that? Do you guys remember when he said that? I love the uneducated. The reason that these fascists love the uneducated is because if we're not educated, if we don't know how to use our intellect, we can't use our critical thinking. We can't really figure out that we're being snowed. Right? Yes, yes. Oh gosh, yes. I don't see her staying. No, it wasn't her. Oh, Cheryl, I don't even put her as a high school girl. I put her at one of those bullying middle school girls. Yes, that's exactly what DeSantis is doing by banning books. We have got to rise up, people. We cannot stand for these governors and these fascists saying you can't read this and you can't say that or you'll get in trouble. And I heard a horrifying story about anybody here in Georgia? I heard a horrifying story. I was reading a story, might have been the New York Times, about an area of Atlanta that they're clearing all these trees and arresting the environmentalists that don't want all these trees cleared. I'm telling you, that almost makes me ill. And what they're wanting to do is build a police city in Atlanta. Have you guys heard about this? To have a for the cop city. So that is that's fascism. That's fascism. Yes, that is happening. And the people that don't want the trees cut down, I'm right there with them, are getting in trouble. You heard about that? They're getting arrested. We have anybody in here who's not an activist, I am begging you. In Atlanta. Yes. They killed a person? Yeah. Anybody here who's not an activist, please, I'm begging you. So honestly, it's really, there's so much going on. What the hell is right? There's so much going on. But we as long as we come to 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow night. There's no telling what my location will look like tomorrow night. I'll keep you guessing. Warren wanted to know about Goldman. Will he be a senator? It's Dan Goldman, right? And we have fun too at our Grassroots of Democracy group. So definitely join us. We don't have nearly as many people as we really should. Oh, I just saw an orb. I did. I just saw it. It went down like this. Put a link up. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Oh my gosh. I need a moment. We can handle that, right? PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I just saw the other orb. Oh, now I'm starting to see him. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Definitely put the .com in. I'm starting to see the orbs now. Yeah, wow. So interesting. Send the orbs to Georgia. I think the orbs are with us now. I want to tell you something. The last time that I went to New Hampshire, and this is on my channel, and you've probably seen it. January 5th, 2021. No, January 4th, 2021. That video is on. You can find it. You probably already watched it. I was in New Hampshire. I was in an old inn. There's a lot of old inns in New Hampshire. And in that video, there are orbs flying all around. That's when I went to the Monadnock Inn here in New Hampshire to pray for our country because I was so freaked out. The orbs are here to help us. The orbs are here to help us. Okay? You remember that? Yeah. Yeah. Levon, we don't talk like that around here. You have to put it in a. You have to put it. Yeah, I was in a door. I was in that video. Yeah, I was sitting in front of a window. It was the afternoon. It was a bright winter afternoon. There was snow. And I stopped and I was like, I got to do a video and talk to people about what I'm picking up on. And yeah, I was talking about the violence that was coming. It was pretty obvious. I don't think it took a psychic. We all knew, right? But there were orbs everywhere. Goldman. Will Goldman be a senator in New York? New York, right? Kavanaugh's your state senator? What? Which Kavanaugh? Yes, we're getting better by being together here. Absolutely. Goldman, it looks like Dan Goldman is going to uncover some of the nastiness in New York and working with Letitia James. Does that make sense? Oh, Brian Kavanaugh. Okay. I knew you didn't mean Brett. Because we weren't talking about the Supreme Court. There's definitely a ghost here. I mean, I've been doing this long enough to be able to. Oh, so Warren, see, this is what I get. I don't know anything about Dan Goldman. I have seen him on the news, just a little bits here and there. Recently, he's going to uncover the nastiness, the stealing, the criminality. It's going to be not easy, but I feel like he's working with Letitia James. Does that make sense to you? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I don't know. He's a former prosecutor? Okay, well that makes sense then. I wasn't asking him if he'll be a senator, but I see what he's going to accomplish presently. You know? Yes. The light is winning. Don't be fooled. It's just that when the light starts winning, the dark freaks out. Yeah, when the light starts winning, the darkness gets really, really, really agitated. Oh, he filed an ethics complaint about Pinocchio. We call George Santos Pinocchio because George Santos is not his name. Let's do a read on him. Just because we're so curious. What the heck? What the hell? Quick action. This is Pinocchio, also known as George Santos, or whatever else he goes by. I'm getting you know what? I'm starting to see the dinosaurs are howling in the tar pits. What? Oh, that's interesting, Moonchild. This is about the person who's going by George Santos, but we call him Pinocchio. Some of them, you know what I'm reading tonight on some of these people, like Kevin McCarthy, they cannot tell the truth. They're not able to tell the truth. Their brains are so programmed to lie all the time. They don't even know how to tell the truth. George Santos is a spy. I've gotten that. And I've also gotten that Brazil is coming for him. But I keep on getting tonight, I don't know if, have you guys noticed this? I keep getting fast moving action, like even in the purple cards. Accelerated motion. The chariot just keeps coming up. There's something coming now with justice really fast. Yeah, they're talking about Dan Goldman. I see good things for him, and I see him protected too. Dan Goldman. Lois doesn't think that the orbs are real, but the last time there were orbs flying around, there was no fireplace. Actually, I've never had that's a gas fireplace, obviously. Yeah, have you guys noticed that? Yeah, tonight we're getting lots of accelerated motion. George Santos is going to jail. But I think it's Brazil. I don't know if it's here. February is a month. April is really huge. April is really huge. You know, remember, January, February, and March are going to be rough, but we have to hold a vision. Let's take a look at the tragedy of police brutality, police murdering people. Hey, please hit the thumbs up if you can. I just saw another orb. Now I'm starting to see them. That's so weird. Yeah. I got distracted by the orb. Let's see. Totally got distracted. I know, it totally distracted me. What was I just going to read on? Just phew out of my head. I think the orb took it. Santos. All right. Let's see. Is Brazil coming for Santos? Well, I was talking about the three months. January, February, March are going to be really tough. Justice is coming from Santos for Pinocchio, and the Knight of Cups. This is the DOJ. This is really, oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is about Pinocchio, who's gone by George Santos. Warren, do you always have to ask me how long? Not long. Do you really have to know how long? Is it, I mean, I'm not going to tell you how long. It's not long. No, Santos is a spy. You know, he is a spy. Yeah. Yeah. And I got, just to recap from a couple of weeks ago, when people were asking, where did Santos get that 700,000 plus money all of a sudden? And I got, it was Russia. And then we found out it was a Russian oligarch. Yeah, well, you know, the big old red justice card, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Now, I want everyone to visualize that, okay? I want you all to visualize that. $750,000. I think it was more than that. Thank you for reminding me what I was going to read on. The orbs threw me off. And the RNC knew. Absolutely. That's why Kevin McCarthy wouldn't even... He totally didn't answer anything about George Santos. He's a bad liar. He's a bad distractor even, Kevin McCarthy. He was like talking about proxy voting or something and would not even mention it. Yes, Pinocchio's nose is so long it might break soon. Okay, so 77 minutes. Let's go for about 13 more minutes. What do you say? Then I have to eat supper. They knew. Yes, they knew when they wanted the money. And we have been, the United States of America has been attacked in undercover ways by Putin for 7 years now. 7 years. I did have a knish. I had one half of a knish for lunch. I did. It was delicious. And a pinch of knish is a good thing. Okay, so we're gonna see, is police brutality going to end? I mean, I'm going for the gusto. Is it going to end? Are we gonna see some changes? This is fast moving action too. We are going to see changes, and I have the justice card again. This is about police brutality. And the Fool. This is really just saying that if we're foolish to not speak out. We're foolish to not speak out. We don't want to be foolish and just not speak out. I mean, I know that people were discouraged about, you know, the Black Lives Matter protests and saying, oh, nothing happened. And what I really had to say, yeah, the cards have changed a lot in a month. There's a lot of acceleration here. Right? And I'm not an astrologer, but I heard that a lot of planets just turned direct. Oh, Roberta, you're going to make me cry. Man, that's... Roberta just said that Tyree was coming home after photographing the sunset. She's a beautiful soul. So... we really do have to make our voices heard. The Black Lives Matter protest did not do nothing. That's just the way energy works and the collective consciousness. It did energetically shift things. And I know we're still facing police brutality. One thing that's just the way it is things get worse before they get better. Yeah, that's what I'm reading on right now. Police brutality. We'd be stupid. Today's knish that I ate was cold, but it was delicious. Because I wasn't by a microwave or anything. We need to speak out. We need to have our voices heard. Justice is coming quickly. I'm really amazed at how many cards I've gotten tonight that have to do with accelerated motion. Now, because I'm not in front of my astrology, my Llewellyn witch's calendar, I'm not sure where the moon is today. I lost track. Tyree, I keep calling him Tyree. Yeah, well, all planets are direct. Boy, the cards were certainly indicating that. All planets are direct. It really does. If it helps, just know that whenever I've tuned into people that are on the other side, I never get that they're distraught. They do guide the people that they left behind. We all have certain destinies. Leo isn't the moon is in Leo. It would make sense that the moon's in Leo. Yes, Texas will lose power. I've been screaming at people in Texas for so long. See that Fool card I just showed you? We're foolish to just sit by and take it. Honestly. We're foolish if we just sit by and take it. That goes for gun violence too. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not pointing fingers or anything. I'm not saying that to make you feel guilty. I'm saying that because it's our responsibility. Were those cops on drugs? That's a good question. Seems like it. I get that there was some kind of stimulants involved. Yes, this is a farmhouse and it was built in, I think I saw 1870 something. They were on drugs. They were on some kind of drugs. Connie, I did say that. Were you here when I said that? Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to see that comet because I'm kind of higher up in the mountains. We must be the change. We must be the change. Those cops were on something. Oh no, they were on something. I get some kind of stimulant. It might have been cocaine. Were those cops on cocaine? No, not on cocaine. Were they on meth? No. Were they? What else would they have been on? I get that there were drugs involved. Was it crack? It feels like crack. Weed, Connie. Sometimes, I mean, honestly, no, it wasn't weed and it wasn't Red Bull. They probably needed to smoke some weed. Were they on crack cocaine? I'm getting crack cocaine. It definitely feels speedy. It definitely feels speedy. They should have been, I don't know if they were tested for drugs. Where are you, David Ben? Are you in England? I know, we couldn't figure out Celsius. I remember when I was in school, they tried to get us. Oh, the moon's entering Gemini. Okay, they tried to get us to do the metric system, and it was too ingrained. Taking the snorts like Trumpy. Yeah, there's something. That is demonic possession. Those cops were possessed. They were. I mean, it doesn't take a psychic. Yeah, but what I'm talking about, like crack cocaine and steroids would not make you brutally murder someone. It is deeply, deeply, deeply disturbing. There really are no words. It's like how I feel like there was some kind of an influence, but there's something called like a wolf pack mentality. Yeah, they were doing something. But just like it is a kind of a possession. Let me ask my pendulum again. Don't watch it, Betty. God. It's beyond psychopathic. It's beyond psychopathic. Is it, were those police officers possessed by demons? Yes, I get that very strongly. They were possessed by demons. If you get arrested, you get checked for drugs. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if they tested the, I'm asking if the cops got tested for drugs. You have to sleep tonight. You're going, well, we all have to sleep. You'll be okay. This is, you know, nobody said Earth School was going to be easy. The police were possessed by demons. I can't take violence of any kind. I can't watch violence of any kind. And I was reading an article about why are we so violent, and I don't know who wrote the article, but it was probably one of those newsletters I subscribed to, maybe Robert Reich or something. And I just wanted, like, asking, well, why are people so violent? Well, I don't know about you guys, but if you have no desire to watch violence and you just can't watch it, you just have no interest, you don't want to watch it, you're very aware of how much of it there is, or maybe you're aware of how much violence there is on TV anyway. And so when people go around going, why are we so violent? Why are we so violent? Why are we so violent? It's like, it's so glaringly obvious. It's so glaringly obvious. And people are saying, I can't watch it. You know, it's like, don't think that you're supposed to. I mean, I don't even know why people would think that they would be required to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, there are people that are making excuses. I couldn't watch it. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't watch it. No, don't feel bad about that. No, it's okay. You don't have to be sorry. I just like to explain my point of view. That's all. Think about the gem and mineral show that Connie B's talking about. No, you don't have to watch. Don't watch it. I mean, we should be proud that we don't, and, you know, waste our brains and trash our brains with that. You know what I mean? I mean, with violence on TV. Yeah. Watch comedy. All right, we're winding down. We should not expose ourselves to violence in films. What's the benefit of that? Honestly. Let's talk gemstones. This necklace is moonstone, and it was my office where I live is 3 doors down from a silver store. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Yeah, refuse to watch it, but you're not required to. You know what I mean? People keep telling me to burn sage. I have holy water. I'm good. Did I see the gun shoot wedding just came out? Is that a comedy? Yeah. And you know what? Separate topic. Well, separate person. I got that Alec Baldwin being involved in that accidental shooting. I felt like later on when he kind of pulls himself out of the you know, whatever he needs to pull himself out of in terms of trauma from that. I felt like Alec Baldwin would later in life be like an advocate for having films not have violence. You missed the beer bottles clanging. I'll be back there. I'm only away for a few days. Yes, it definitely impacts our nervous system. David, I'm getting ready to finish. I don't have a mic. Moonchild, are you okay? What's the matter with Moonchild? She seems fine. You alright? Don't cry. Don't be upset. I think she's okay. You can watch the orbs all night. I'm gonna replay it and look. Amy's waxing her legs. Thanks for letting us know. Yes, we're gonna do the community card now. It's time. That was a really fast hour and a half. You just have to block peeps sometimes. Yes, yes. Moonchild is fine. She's good. Okay, let's do, I'm going to do the John Holland, the Psychic Tarot cards for our community cards. Loon in New Hampshire. Yeah, that's pretty. New Hampshire's really pretty. It's a really nice state. There's a lot of MAGA here, but maybe less now. I'll let you know about the orbs. What do you want to know about the orbs? Oh yeah, I saw a couple of them. Community cards before we go. Join us for 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow. Book a reading. Sign up for my classes. There's lots going on. And I do have a podcast. There was one that came out, but I have to have a meeting with my podcast guy to figure out the logistics of all that. You're welcome. Bill Barr, he's just, he's going to have a bad afterlife, put it that way. Yeah. Sister Marionette came out there for a second. These are cards for the week, and it's interesting. I started with this card. I started this video tonight 91 minutes ago with this card. The universe has our back. Don't lose faith. And I have the victory and success over the shadow. Okay? Thank you, LB. Wielder of the wrench. Thank you for you guys that are holding the wrench. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Well, what do you think of this? The universe has our back. Victory and success over the shadow side. The shadow side is showing itself really in ways that are hard to see. Absolutely. But keep the faith. We've got this. White light. White light and orbs. All right. If you come to 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow, I will see you then. We do a guided meditation for 20 minutes. And then after if you want to stay, we do a discussion group about the spiritual readings from Sunday, the spiritual, sacred text readings. Party on the beach. Who's having a party? You're having a party on the beach? I think that's in Belize. Great cards to end with. All right, you know where to find me. Love you guys. Thanks for joining me in New Hampshire. I'll be in a different location tomorrow. Namaste. Pray for the people that are having bad weather. Okay. See you soon.